because it's going to ask access for your camera and your microphone. So be sure to grant those. And once the extension is installed, you can actually just open it up and you can either record your entire screen, you can do camera-only videos, or you can record current browser tabs. So I'm just going to quickly explain the difference between those. For full screen is this first option. And now what it actually does is it records the entire screen, including your other tabs and desktop icons, basically everything on your screen it's going to record. And when it actually, there's these two other little tools here. There's annotation and then screen controls. So let me go ahead and show you what those actually look like. So when you hit the record button, it's going to ask you which screen you want to share. And then it's going to go with this little countdown, and then the recording will begin. So the first thing is that annotation tool actually shows up right over here. So you can, kind of make highlights as you're going along in your presentation, just to make it look a little bit more dynamic. If it is, you're recording something on your screen, you can kind of annotate those things as you're going along. The next thing is the recorder or the screen controls. So down here, you have the ability to expand your webcam. My profile icon, so you can't expand that. But if it is the webcam feed, you could have it take up basically the entire screen. So the idea with that is you have the benefit of having a camera-only video and a screen recording in the same video. So that pretty much covers the screen recorder there. The other thing is, and when you're finished, make sure you hit the upload button and not the red cancel, because that's going to throw it away. So in addition to the full screen, there's also a current tab recorder. So this makes a little bit cleaner of a presentation because it's not going to show your other tabs or any other things on the screen, just the current tab you have selected. The only limitation to that, though, is you can't switch tabs during a recording. So if you need to record multiple tabs, make sure to use the full screen option. So you'll land on this page here when you first log in. And so if you want to access your videos, you can either click directly to them down here, or through this button, or through this guy here. So lots of ways to get to your library. If you click that video itself, it takes you to that video information page. That's what this one's designated as, the video information page.
A couple of different things. One would probably just to sign up for a free trial of our True Safety University.
Okay, so a free trial?
Or go to our website. So.
Okay, and then a website button. And then so how about, how are you guys typically closing people? Is that done basically through an appointment usually, like on a phone call, or do you have No, book a time with me as well. So okay, and then so do you currently use a scheduling software like Calendly or HubSpot?
I do, Calendly.
Okay, great. So you can actually have this calendar show up right on this video page for yourself. Well, actually, you know what? Even if I create it from scratch, it's going to have some calls to action. So we'll just pretend that I just created this video, and you have no CTAs. So if you just created the video, you will land on that information page, which is right here. Then you'll click the edit button, click call to action, and there won't be any there yet. And so what you would do is click that, make a new CTA, create new CTA. And the first type you'd want to do would probably be your direct to your website, or I'm sorry, what was the other one again? You had a website and then
to a free trial. The
free trial button, that's right. And so is that a specific URL where they can put in their credentials and then sign up for the free trial?
Yeah, correct.
And is it separate from the website itself, or is that the same page?
It is separate from the website.
Okay, great. So then we would want to create two separate buttons. One of them would be website. And now this name here, this is only for internal reference only. So they won't actually see the name. What the recipient will see is what's here under button text. So for this one, we would name it probably website button, whatever you need to know that that's what this call to action will do. You would select URL. Then you would copy and paste your exact URL because it has to have the HTTPS, all that has to be in there. So you'd copy the URL of your website, paste it into here, and then I would say probably new tab, because that way when they click it, they don't lose your video, but it opens your website in a new tab. And then for button text, you could say either any one of these, or I would say maybe a custom text and say, you could say visit website, or, any other variation of that you want to do. So as long as you choose the custom text option, you can say that, have that button say. Then you would hit send. The other thing you might want to do is consider making this a default CTA. And so what that means is that each time you create a new video, it will automatically apply the CTA to that video. Especially because like if we want those same 3 activities, we want a free trial, a website, and then a book a time button. We maybe want to have all 3 of those as a default. So unless, for whatever reason you don't want that one there, I would say have them there, and then you can go back and remove them when need be. So yeah, hit the default button, and then you'd hit submit, and now that call to action will be attached to your video. And then you would click this plus button here. Well, I guess I actually have to select one, and then you'd click the plus, and that's how you would add a second CTA. And we would again go to create, and then we would do another website, or except for this one would be free trial. Then you would go to that free trial URL that you have, copy and paste that there. And then when that guy's done, go ahead and hit submit, finish there. And then you would add a third CTA, which would be your scheduling. So when you go to create a new, you would say schedule or booking or whatever you want to name it. Then you would click calendar. And then you would actually just drop in the second half of your Calendly URL. Because when you go to Calendly and you hit the copy button, it's going to give you this whole thing. When you paste it in there, just be sure to delete that first half of it so you only get the second half in there.
Got it.
And once the URL is there, then you would choose the button text again. You can choose one of these pre-populated ones that'll have your name there automatically, or you can choose the custom one. And then also, like I said, I would make that guy a default and then hit submit. So then you have all 3 of those CTAs, the trial, the website, and the booking button. The other thing I would recommend for in this particular use case, do you guys currently have any type of social proof asset, like a case study, testimonial, things like that?
We do, yeah.
Excellent. So I would recommend actually having that be upfront as an asset, because what that can do is really warm up some warmer conversations. Because, in this day and age, what people like to do is they will get your video, they get your message, and they're like, okay, this sounds interesting, but now I'm going to research them. I'm going to go and see whatever I can find on them before speaking to someone. Testimonial or case study, whatever you guys have. The more directly it speaks to that particular audience, the higher the chance of that really weighing in on them. So that way, by the time they actually jump on a call, they're much warmer than someone would typically be. They're like, hey, so we actually saw you worked with so-and-so, and that's our competitor, or that's our, we know that company. And so we'd love to have those same results. So this is the 2 different embedding options Dubb provides. There is this standard embedded video like this one here. And the cool thing is actually when the video finishes, your call to actions get displayed. So you can put that book a time or get a free trial right on top of there, and they can click it and then go to those links. And the other one is this little widget option here, which is pretty neat because it kind of follows them around the page as they're moving along. So if you have a high value video you really want someone to see when they're visiting your website, that's a great place to put it. These guys have pretty high play rates because after people, scroll through your website, this guy's still there, and then, it's much more tempting to click play. So and just some other options here. So you can choose where the video shows up, whether it's in the bottom right, top right, left, right, wherever you want it, autoplay, and then you can hide the call to actions or not, or hide it on mobile. It's up to you. I've had some pretty cool experiences with this on mobile though. So it works really well. From your mobile, you just go to your browser. Are you on an iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Okay. So yeah, you'd go to your browser. There is actually Google Chrome is also available for iPhone as well. Or you can use Safari, and you go on there, you can go to dubb.com and you'll have the same exact interface of what we're looking at now. The app is just, it's like a diet version of the website. So it doesn't have all the functionality, but it does have like the basic core functionality of recording a video, sending them out. And if you've already established your CTAs, you can actually attach your CTAs from mobile videos as well. And then you can also choose to include it on the video player by checking this box. And you can choose where you want it to show up on the right or left. And then, like I said, that'll add it to your video player. Then the next thing here is a background image. The first 3 seconds of your video to generate an animated preview similar to this. So it'll take the first 3 seconds to make it. But you can choose any point along the video you want to be that preview as well. So you would just go to, right here under video. Say if you wanted it to be 10 seconds in, or you would click, move the slider along to where you want it to start, and then click set current frame as start. No, sorry, that's for the trimming. But for the thumbnail, you would go right here, move it to where you want it to start, and then click Set Current Frame. Then the thumbnail will start from there. And then you can also upload your very own custom thumbnail. So say if you guys make a really cool image and you want to use that for all your thumbnails, you can do so as well. And we're ready to actually share your videos. So we talked about Outlook and HubSpot. So what I would recommend is either sharing directly from this portal here on the website. You can enter some personalization text here, so you can say, hey, first name, or any other variation of that, and it actually shows up on the thumbnail. So inside of Outlook and also inside of HubSpot, it won't work quite as well as it does, like say inside of Gmail, you see how it has it right on the thumbnail itself. In Outlook, in HubSpot and Outlook, it will separate those two, but it actually looks the same on the video page itself. So you see where it says, hey, Marlon there?
Yeah.
That's how it will show up on the recipient's end once they've clicked it. So here, let me show you in HubSpot. So we're writing an email in HubSpot, and you just paste it, and it'll do the thumbnail. As you can see, it did separate the text from the thumbnail. But on the recipient's end, it will still show up like this. So it'll still have that personalization there.
Okay, that makes sense. And good to know, because I would have wondered.
Yeah. So the other thing is we do have this direct integration with HubSpot, but it's not, for some reason, HubSpot isn't allowing it to drop in the animated GIFs as it's supposed to. So if I insert this video, it's just doing the link right now, which is not ideal. So yeah, we do want to incorporate the thumbnail. We actually just have a really more advanced HubSpot integration, and we're trying to work through this part of it. So currently, I would say use the copy functionality from the site to get that animated thumbnail and personalization text. But I do have a question for you on that HubSpot. So like if I'm using Outlook, so there's a a plugin from HubSpot that will just like track that email, and I know that Dubb already does that too. But if I just drop it into Outlook and then use the plugin from HubSpot, I don't necessarily have to do it through HubSpot. Is that correct? Yeah, no. So all your HubSpot's tracking will still take place. I use HubSpot Tracker as well. As you can see here, I have my HubSpot Sales Navigator of your sales aspect plugged in as well. So yeah, HubSpot still does a good job of tracking all the emails as well as Dubb. So it's kind of doubled up. So no worries there. Sure. And so for Outlook, you have a couple of different options. The Chrome extension, for example, is one place you can copy your videos from. So say if you don't have the Dubb website open, but you want to grab a video and drop it into Outlook, or you want to record one, then drop it in, you can actually do that without ever having to go to the Dubb website. So let's pretend you have a page open, you have your Outlook open, and you want to email somebody a video. You can click on the Chrome extension, record the video. Once it's finished recording, it will show up right here in your video library. And then there's this copy button right here. So you can grab it, it says copied, and then you can paste that into the Outlook emails as well. The only limitation with the extension is it doesn't have the personalization text on top of it. So it's just like a quick shortcut. So you just click copy and then you can paste. It will show up as the thumbnail and everything, or you're sending the same video to multiple people. I do recommend entering the email here before you press the copy button. So you enter the email, enter your personalization text, and then you press the copy button, and now you're ready to paste it into HubSpot or Outlook or wherever you want. And what that does is you can see here, I have email open, but then I also have email open by Bobby. So that's the difference. If you enter that email here, it will give you that exactly who opened it. And if you don't, you have a more generic tracking where it just says email open.
Cool. Thanks, Darius. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.